7-0 Central Michigan. The Waves come in scoring 77 a game as the Chippewas start in a zone defense at 2-3. Waves have only shot 25% on three-point shooting. Major dribble along the baseline. Swing it out to Murray in the corner. A three-point shot is good. Lamont Murray deep in the corner. He is averaging 28 points, 6 rebounds a game while shooting 55% from the field. And the Waves lead 3-1. Keene being guarded by Udini. Waves match up extremely well with Central Michigan. The Chippewas coming off a big win against Marygrove. Keene dribbled to the basket, laid off the glass, it doesn't go. Murray with the rebound. Murray in the front court. Murray right side and deep to Reyes, who slams it in. The assist to Lamont Murray. Chris Reyes the dunk. And the Waves lead 5-1. Reyes is averaging 17 points and 8 rebounds a game. He is shooting 74% from the field, coming in 20 of 27 shots, racing down the lane, and scoop shot and lays it in. Braylon Rayson, a returning starter, averaged 16 a game last year, 81 threes. So it's all about the guards for Central Michigan, and we get traveling against the Waves, and Pepperdine turns it over. So the Waves averaging 77 a game, allowing 72. Chippewas 103. Last year they did score 76 a game, and they're giving up only 62. The one game they battled was at Tennessee Tech, and they were able to get by that team 87-74, I dare say. For the Chippewas, their toughest opponent today. Cecil Williams dribbles, and he travels with the ball. Chippewas averaging only 10 turnovers a game. Pepperdine on the young season at 12. So two high-scoring teams. The interesting note in these two teams as the Chippewas pressure in the backcourt, a 2-2-1 press. And now they have gone back to Murray. Left side is 20-footers in and out. And the rebound grabbed and taken by David DeLeo. 6'7" freshman from Iowa City is driving and laid it in is Marcus Keene. Keene off to a great start. He's a transfer from Youngstown State. Played 2 years ago, led the Racers in scoring at 16 points a game. He had 91 threes, sat out last year, and off to a great start, as I mentioned, 85 points to begin the season. Murray in deep and lays it up and in off the dribble. Lamont Murray, 7'5", Pepperdine at the other end. Racing, blown by everybody and lays it in. Braylon Racing very quick off the dribble. Waves have to get back defensively. Major along the baseline. We're tied at 7 and deep to Reyes. And let's see traveling against Pepperdine. Cecil Williams coming over to defend. 7-7 tie. 17-13 to play in the first half. Central Michigan picked 6th out of the West Division in the Mid-American Conference. They won the division last year, went 17-16. Down the lane, Keene driving to the basket, puts it up. His shot doesn't go, but he draws the foul. It'll be against the Waves on Nate Gehring, just in. One on him, second team foul against Pepperdine. Nate Gehring, 6'10", 220, a sophomore from Waukee, Iowa. Mentioned David DeLeo quickly on the floor for the Chippewas, a 6'7" freshman from Iowa City, Iowa. For both teams, the benches are very young. Waves utilize 2 or 3, maybe 4 freshmen, and the same for Central Michigan. Keene makes the first one. Next one is good. He has 4. Keene is an 83% free throw shooter. Full court press, Major in the backcourt, and is fouled. Going to be against Rayson, number 1 on him. First team foul against the Chippewas. Central Michigan located in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. Population about 26,000. The enrollment of the school also about 26,000. Waves moving right to left in the blue, orange, and white. Chippewas in their maroon, gold, and white as Ray is trying to find Major and throws it out of bounds. Waves already with 3 turnovers. Central Michigan, a very quick, mobile team. They match up extremely well with Pepperdine. Kevin McKay in for Central Michigan, a 6'4" freshman from Warren, Michigan. He had double-double the other night. 16 points, 11 rebounds against Marygrove. In the corner to Rayson. He can shoot it. Dribbling, pulls up. 17-footer is long. Rebound grab by McKay. Tries to take it up, and he's fouled. Gonna be on Chris Reyes. One on him. 3 team fouls against the Waves, and Kevin McKay will be at the line. Went to Warren High School, De La Salle in Detroit. He has struggled at the line 46%, and he looks good on that one and knocks it down. And Central Michigan 10, Pepperdine 7, 16:34 to play. Next one bounces off, and Gehring gets the loose ball. 3 games in 3 days. It would be a challenge for each team in this tournament. Murray dribble drive to the basket, bumped and fouled. Against the Chippewas, second team foul. And they're going to call it on Cecil Williams. One on him. And the ball out of bounds to Pepperdine underneath the Chippewas basket. These teams last met in 2013 in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. Waves won 88-71. Here's Gehring driving to the basket and throwing it up and in. Nick Gehring off the dribble. 10-9, Pepperdine trailing by 1, and Marcus Keene comes in the front court. Always been a scorer out of Warren High School in San Antonio. 25 points a game was All-State. Into the lane, Williams, top of the key to Keene, a fire, 3-pointer's good. Marcus Keene straight away. Keene was 7, 13-9, Central Michigan. We are at HEB Center, capacity about 6,000. We've gone a little over, I think, 500 or 600 tonight. Udini right side, dribble in the lane, underneath the Reyes, who slams it in. Nice pass by Amadi Udini, averaging 6 assists per game. And a career-high 17 the other night against Light Pacific. 13-11 Chippewas. Udini guarding Keene. 2 very quick guards. High screen by DeLeo. Keene going to the lane, and deep scoop shot rolls off the rim. Murray has it for Pepperdine. Murray front court in the lane. Short jumper missing. Rebound. Gehring underneath and clears it. Back to Udini in the left wing. His 3-pointer is off the mark. Reyes battles, puts it up and in. Chris Reyes, 6 points already. We're tied at 13. Reyes in the front court. This figures to be a high-scoring game, and they're off to the races early, racing along the baseline. Throw it to Keene, to DeLeo. One bounce dribble, fires up a long-range shot that's no good. Reyes gets it. Pepperdine on the offensive, Major left side, dribble to the basket, throw it off the glass, shot won't go, Gehring gets it. Out to Udini, left side to Major, long 3-pointers, good. Shammy Major. Pepperdine 16, Central Michigan 13, 7:01 for the Waves, 14:21 to go. First round, first day of the Lone Star Showcase. Left side to McKay. Waves have gone to a zone, 2-3. Keene out in front, his 3-pointer, and he got it. From 22 feet away, Marcus Keene has 10. And we're 16-16. 14 minutes to play. I don't think they're going to need a 30-second shot clock tonight. Udini dribbles into the key and lost it out of bounds under pressure from Williams. We get a timeout. 13:54 left in the first half. Central Michigan 16 and Pepperdine 16. We're listening to Wavescast, and Pepperdine Athletics would like to extend its thanks to the following businesses for their support.
Every team prepares to win.
The parking spot.
But when U.S. Army soldiers take the field, it's best if the other guys don't bother showing up. See if you have what it takes at GoArmy.com/team.
National Car Rental, Primetime Shuttle, and Wells Fargo. And Pepperdine would like to extend its thanks to Nike, the official outfitter of Pepperdine men's basketball. Central Michigan out of the Mid-American Conference. We mentioned they finished 17-16 last year and went to the CIT tournament. They lost in the first round to Tennessee Martin. They averaged 36 three-point attempts a game, and they averaged 10 threes made per contest. So they are quite an offensive team when they get going. We have seen that early. At the start, both teams shooting well. Pepperdine 7 of 11, 64%, and 2 of 4 on threes. For Central Michigan, 5 of 10 from the floor, 50%. and 2 of 3 on three-pointers. Pepperdine led by Chris Reyes with 6 points on 3 of 3 shooting. Lamont Murray with 5. And for Central Michigan, Marcus Keene on 3 of 5 from the floor with 10 points, 2 of 2 on threes. Points in the paint, 10-6 Waves. Already 4 ties and 3 lead changes. So the Waves and Chippewas at 16-16. Pepperdine picked 4th in the West Coast Conference behind Gonzaga, St. Mary's, and Brigham Young. A very strong West Coast Conference. Gonzaga currently rated number 14 in the nation, St. Mary's number 17, and Brigham Young knocking on the door. This season, the Chippewas are 1-0 on the road. Last year going just 4-12. Pepperdine, first road game of the young season, 8-11 on the road last year. Chippewas moving left to right as Elijah Lee comes in for the Waves. Talented freshman guard from nearby Houston. Left side on the wing. This is Rayson. To Keene, dribble down the lane. High pass to DeLeo. Right side to Kozinski. Fires up a 3. Hits the rim. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by DeLeo. Josh Kozinski, a 6'4 junior from Edwardsburg, Michigan. He has been really struggling. Just 4 of 27 from the field this season, 14%. However, last year, he led the Chippewas with 84 threes and hit 48% of his shots. There's also bringing Craig Lassane. Right side, Reyes, top of the key to Major. His three-pointer is short off the rim. Keene has it for the Chippewas. In the front court, Keene stops in the lane, 14-footer, and he got it. By Marcus Keene, already with 12. We mentioned he's the 4th leading scorer in the nation. He came in with 85 points. 18-16, Central Michigan. 12:49 to play, Murray left side. Murray guarded by Keene, but it's a zone. A 2-3 set up by Central Michigan. Lassane from 22 feet is long, and the rebound grabbed. Taken by Deron Scott, 6'9 junior from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Into DeLeo, both teams using their bench. Craig Lassane, a freshman for the Waves, 6'9, originally from Sweden. Keene right side, his three-pointer is off the mark from 22 feet. DeLeo gets it, back to Rayson, pulls up, 14-foot shot doesn't go, and Reyes grabs it for Pepperdine. Up the floor to Elijah Lee. Lee at top of the circle. Left side, throw it out to Major. Major dribbling, will back it up. Jeremy Major going into the lane. Stop, turn, he's wide open. 14-footer is long off the back of the rim. And the ball taken back by Major. Give it to Reyes, who lays it in. What a pass by Major. Not only did he take the ball away from DeLeo, and then found Reyes underneath, who has 8. We're tied at 18-18. 11:42 to play. Again, both teams using their bench. In the corners, DeLeo, his three-pointer from 21 feet doesn't go. Lee gets it for Pepperdine. Lee in the front court. Lee pulls up, 15-foot jumper, scored. Elijah Lee from nearby Houston. Cedar Park, Texas, just outside of Boston, about 15 miles north. It's about a 4-hour drive from Austin to get to Dallas, and about 2 hours south to San Antonio. Keene out in front, ball tipped by Lee. Keene runs it down near midcourt. 10 on the shot clock, 11 minutes on the game clock. This is Keene, stops, 19-foot jumper's good. Marcus Keene already with 14. We're tied at 20. Elijah Lee in the front court to Reyes. To Major, one bounce dribble. His 22-foot jumper for 3 is good. Jeremy Major. Jeremy Major comes into this game with 388 career assists. He needs 63 to become the school's all-time leader in assists. Helped by Mark Wilson, 450. Left side, a three-pointer missing by Rayson. DeLeo tries to save, he cannot, and the ball goes out of bounds, and Pepperdine will have it. We get a timeout. 10 minutes and 28 seconds left in the first half. Pepperdine, they're shooting well, have a 23-20 advantage. over Central Michigan in day one of the Lone Star Showcase. Now we mentioned Jeremy Major chasing down the record of Mark Wilson, who played at Pepperdine from 1981 through 1984 and a career 450 assists. And we mentioned Jeremy Major, 388 coming in. And Jeremy Major on track to become number one all time. He's been a four-year starter, and he's been playing well. Jeremy Major comes into this game averaging 5 points, but almost 5 assists per game. Major has struggled shooting the ball. He's a much better shooter. He was only at 21% after 3 games on 6 of 28. He will get better and better. In fact, he was 0 of 12 on threes coming in. He's knocked down a couple tonight. So Pepperdine and Central Michigan, not a bad crowd. You know, it's really cold in this building. They play hockey, minor league hockey, as well as NBA Developmental League basketball. But you can feel the cold throughout the arena. The Waves coaches are wearing sweaters before the game, and then they get caught up into the contest, and the adrenaline takes over. But it is cold. Pepperdine, 10 of 17 from the floor, 59%. They came into this game on the season hitting 48%. Central Michigan, 7 of 17, 41%. Marcus Keene already with 14 points on 5 of 8 shooting. Rebounding, Pepperdine 12, Central Michigan 6. 6 ties, 5 lead changes. And Pepperdine a well-balanced attack. Jeremy Major with 6, Chris Reyes with 8, and Lamont Murray with 5. Braves have yet to go to the free throw line. Central Michigan 4 of 6. It is Pepperdine ball. Elijah Lee into the front court. Matty Smith in, another first-year player for Central Michigan. 6-footer out of Elgin, Illinois. Inside Lee, driving in, lays it in. Elijah Lee, as the Chippewas will bring it in. Blake Hibbets, a 6'7" senior out of Hudsonville, Michigan, into the lineup. This is Keene, top of the key. Keene swings it in the corner. Long three-pointer is good, and knocking it down is Josh Kaczynski. And again, a very good shooter, but he has struggled early on. The Waves will need to keep an eye on him. 25-23, Pepperdine lead. Left side, hits the jumper from 18. Elijah Lee. Houston is about a 3-hour drive east of here. Austin centrally located. Waves recruit well in Texas. Jumper long range by Kaczynski is off the mark, and Lee has it for Pepperdine. Lee ahead to Gary, lays it up and missed the shot. Rebound tipped out of bounds by the Waves, and Central Michigan will get it. 27-23, Pepperdine. Elijah Lee was 6 already. And so Pepperdine with a 4-point lead, 9:20 to play before halftime. As coming in the front court, Marcus Keene, dribble drive to the basket, reverse slap, and missed the shot. Lassen gets it with the Waves. Midcourt to Udini. Udini dribble in the lane. Into the corner goes and knocks Helms, but he stepped out of bounds and turns it over. Waves' 5th turnover. Knox Helms from Tomball, Texas, outside of Houston. 6'5", 195-pound freshman, Concordia Lutheran High School. Last year, 107 three-pointers. An excellent outside gun. Waves have struggled from threes early this season, so that they're going to see some zone. Keene in the corner right side, firing up a 3 is Meyer. That is off the mark, and Gary with the rebound for Pepperdine. 8:42 to play in the first half. Udini in the front court and stops, puts up a 22-footer that misses, and Meyer with the rebound. Here comes Central Michigan. Keene right side, ball tipped by Udini. Keene gets it back. Keene in trouble along the sidelines. And we're going to get a foul against Pepperdine. They're going to call it on Nate Gehring, 2 on him. 4 team fouls against the Waves, and Marty Wilson off the bench. We're unhappy with the call. And Central Michigan will get a new shot clock. 8:26 left before halftime. Pepperdine 27, Central Michigan 23. Ball comes into Marcus Keene, getting the transfer from Youngstown State. Keene right side, out in front to Kozinski, back to Keene. One-on-one against Helms. Keene dribbles into the lane, stop, swing it in the corner, and get called for traveling is Cecil Williams. A turnover for Central Michigan, and Pepperdine will have possession. So the Waves with Lee, Lesen, Chris Reyes, along with Amadi Udini and Max Helms. Waves have three true freshmen on the floor. Lee left side. Lee dribbles underneath in the corner to Helms with the dribble drive in the lane to Lesen. His pass too strong and Reyes cannot handle it. Pepperdine turns it over. Here's Lee with an interception on Reyes. Lee in the front court, stops and shoots. His 18-footer is short, goes out of bounds. Udini diving, crashes into a camera, but he's okay. And it will be Central Michigan ball. We get a timeout. 7:43 left in the first half. The Waves have the lead, 27-23 over Central Michigan in a very entertaining first half of play. Well, you're listening to Wavescast. And Pepperdine would like to extend its thanks to Nike, the official outfitter of Pepperdine men's basketball. And make sure you follow it, Pep Basketball on Twitter, Pepperdine Hoops on Instagram, and Pepperdine Men's Basketball on Facebook for all the latest news and information on the team. And make sure you subscribe to the new podcast Pep Talk, which features interviews with the coaches, student athletes, administrators, and alums that make Pepperdine so great. You can find it on iTunes or other podcasting apps. What a game, 27-23 Pepperdine. Both teams unbeaten. Fourth meeting between the two schools. Central Michigan, located in Mount Pleasant. It's about 150 miles north of Detroit. Keno Davis is the head coach. Fifth season, 64 wins, 66 losses. Former head coach at Drake from 2007 through 2008. Also the head coach at Providence from 2008 through 2011. He's a graduate of Iowa back in 1995. Played for his dad, Dr. Tom Davis, who was a head coach, 32 years overall at Iowa, Stanford, and Drake. Quite a background for Keno Davis. Done a nice job with the Chippewas. They'll play St. Bonaventure tomorrow. Marty Wilson in his sixth year, 21 years as assistant, 9 years with Pepperdine. Also assistant at Santa Barbara, San Diego, and Utah. Played at Pepperdine from 85 through 89. And the last 2 years, the Waves have gone to the CBI tournament. 18 and 14 last year, 10 and 8. Good for fourth place in conference. Waves 12 of 22 from the field, 55%. Central Michigan 8 of 21, 38%. So they've cooled down. Marcus Keene 5 of 9 from the floor, 14 points. It will be Chippewa's ball moving left to right. We have 7:38 to play. And Rayson Keene, Kevin McKay back in, Cecil Williams, and Luke Meyer. Keene top of the circle. Cecil Williams averaging 13.7 rebounds a game. Keene in the lane, kick it out to Rayson. Dribbles back out to Meyer. A three-pointer is off the mark. The rebound is up. We're going to get a foul. Going to be on Cecil Williams over the top. That's 2 on him. 3 team fouls against the Chippewas as Lamont Murray back in for Pepperdine. Now Cecil Williams, a JC transfer from Moberly Community College in Missouri. Wasn't a big score. 8 points, 5 rebounds a game, but a top defensive player brought in. And he's been a starter right from the get-go. Waves with 6 turnovers. Central Michigan with 3. Lesen out in front. Lob it to Murray along the baseline. 15-foot jumper is off the mark. Reyes battling. We get a foul. It'll be against Central Michigan. 14 fouls. And going to be on David DeLeo. Last year's Iowa City Player of the Year. Iowa City West High School. In 3 years, his teams went 74-4. All-state player. and a couple of state titles at Iowa City West. Murray out in front. Three-pointer hits the rim from 21 feet. This is Keene in the front court. He's quick, stops, 15-foot jump shot is good. Marcus Keene now with 16, 27-25 Pepperdine, 6:40 to play. In the front court, Amadi Udini, Jeremy Major left side. He's going to stop and fire at three-pointers way long from 24 feet. Keene has it for the Chippewas. Keene swinging the corner to DeLeo, his three-pointer, and he got it. David DeLeo wide open on the wing and hits the three. His first points of the game. He's averaging 10 points and 6 rebounds a game. Inside Reyes tries to take it up, and he travels and turns it over. Reyes with 7 turnovers, and from Michigan out in front, 28-27. 6:12 to play. We've had 6 ties, 6 lead changes in this one. Marcus Keene, just an outstanding prospect, the red shirt. It comes to DeLeo, back to Keene. He runs the show for this team. Keene out in front, dribbling, guarded by Udini, 10 on the shot clock. Keene dribbles, stops, and shoots a 17-footer and got it. Marcus Keene with 18 of the 30, and the Chippewas lead 30-27. Lassen top of the key, guarded by McKay, a couple first-year players. Right side to Major in the right corner. Dribble drive along the baseline. Give it to Reyes. Lays it in. Chris Reyes with the lay-in. And Jeremy Major the assist. 30-29. Pepperdine down by 1. 5:17 to play. Chris Reyes with 10 points in the game. Keene out in front, get a high screen by DeLeo at the top of the key. Keene dribble drive along the baseline, stop a short jumper from 12 feet, no good. And Reyes with the rebound for Pepperdine. Chris Reyes, transfer from Utah, he played 2 years. Inside to Murray, laid up and in. Oh, what a pass by Amadi Udini, finding Murray along the baseline. And Murray with an easy lay-in against that defense, and the Chippewas want a timeout as Pepperdine takes back the lead at 31-30 and 4:40 to go in the first half. And Amadi Udini averaging 6 assists per game. And then coming into the front court, finding Murray on the baseline. Udini was about 26 feet out, and the bounce pass right there, and Murray with an easy lay-in, and Murray now with 7. All right, listening to Wavescast. And certainly update your bookmarks as the official website is now located at PepperdineWaves.com. News, schedule, scores, stats, and more can be found on the official athletics website. Waves tomorrow evening against Arkansas Little Rock. Able to get by St. Bonaventure 68-65 earlier. 7:30 local time, 5:30 on the Pacific Standard Time. With the basketball, this is Maddie Smith to Rayson. Waves have gone to a zone of 2-3. It's Rayson dribbling the lane, top of the circle to Smith. Udini right there, back to DeLeo. 2 on the shot clock. DeLeo fires up a long shot that doesn't go. It did not hit the rim, and the shot clock expires. Hit the backboard, and Pepperdine will get it. That zone surprised Central Michigan a little bit. Pepperdine 31, Central Michigan 30. 4:21 to play. Josh Kozinski returns. Last year, Kozinski put up 244 shot attempts, 234 were threes. He shot 48%. He led the Chippewas with 84 threes last year. Right side, Lassen dribbles, fumbles it, racing, diving, and comes up with it, tips it to Smith. Waves a turnover. Smith dribbled to the basket, shot rejected by Reyes. Udini gets it. Udini in the front court, right side, Murray, dribble drive to the basket, lay it in. Lamont Murray with 9. 33-30 Pepperdine. We mentioned Kozinski struggling this year. He came into the game 4 of 27, 14% from the field. Quite a difference the year makes. This is Rayson out in front. He'll stop and shoot. 17-foot jumper partially blocked by Reyes. Taken by Udini. Udini right side. And dribbles and goes off his leg out of bounds under pressure from Matty Smith. 33-30 Pepperdine. Waves a lot of turnovers. That is number 9. Only 4 for Central Michigan as we get a timeout. 3:28 to go. On the flip side, Pepperdine shooting 54%, 15-28. And Central Michigan trailing by only 3.
Every team prepares to win. But when U.S. Army soldiers take the field, it's best if the other guys don't bother showing up. See if you have what it takes at goarmy.com/team.
Pepperdine shooting so well, it's only a 3-point game. But Central Michigan, a very quick team. In their win against Marygrove last week, Central Michigan forced 25 turnovers. And Central Michigan put up 41 threes. And they're off to the races tonight. And they've already launched 13, making 4 beyond the arc. Pepperdine 3 of 9 on threes. Rebounding. And as the Chippewas continue to struggle, the Waves have the edge at 19-11. And the Waves with 5 offensive rebounds, Central Michigan with 3. The Waves holding the lead for now, 33-30. Both teams unbeaten. Waves who graduate Stacey Davis, the school's all-time leading scorer, 1,786 points, now playing in Ukraine. And Chet Raines, who was a 2-time all-conference player, over 1,000 points. 6'7" forward, I don't believe he's playing basketball right now, but Stacey Davis is a 3-time all-conference player and sorely missed. The Waves restocking. Got some good, young, talented players, and Marty Wilson not afraid to put him in the game. Central Michigan's football team, you always got to love the Mid-American Conference when it comes to football. Central Michigan 6-5. And they play tomorrow night at Eastern Michigan on a Tuesday. They become bowl eligible. Always a tough conference. I think Western Michigan ranked in the top 25, unbeaten at 11-0. MAC teams always seemingly upset one of the Big 5 conferences when it comes to college football. Marcus Keene comes in the front court. They'll back off. Keene goes into the lane. In the corner, Kozinski. Three-pointer is good. Josh Kozinski deep in the corner, knocking down the 3, and we are tied at 33. It is the 7th tie. There have been 7 lead changes. This is Gary. This is going to be a terrific game. 2 outstanding mid-majors. Murray in the lane, in the air. 14-footers good. Lamont Murray with 11. 35-33 Pepperdine. Reyes has 10, leading the Waves. 18 for Marcus Keene. Keene left side, dribbling deep, scoop shot and laid up and in. Keene with 20. He is the 4th leading scorer in the nation, a little over 28. Lamont Murray of Pepperdine is the 5th leading scorer in the country. He has 84 points, averaging 28. Murray right side, one bounce dribble, his 14-foot jump shot, no good. Rebound Kozinski. In the front court to Rayson. Right side back to Kozinski. Rays man-to-man. This is Rayson dribble in the lane. In the corner to DeLeo. Murray there defending. And it comes back out to Keene. Keene dribble drive and held down the dribble by Major. For Major is second. 5 team fouls against the Waves. We're even at 35. 2:06 left. At halftime, we'll visit with Pepperdine head coach Marty Wilson, an interview we taped earlier today. Give you a complete rundown of the first half stats, and we'll get you ready with the second half. This is Central Michigan with the ball. Keene, left side, short jumper by Deron Scott, missing, and we get a rebound and a foul against Central Michigan. 5 team fouls against the Chippewas. Pepperdine will get it. Called on David DeLeo, number 2 on him. 35-35. And coming out of the backcourt is the Waves moving right to left. This is Amadi Udini. Left side dribbling. We're going to get an illegal screen against Pepperdine away from the ball on Nate Gehring. That's number 3 on him. 16 fouls against the Waves. And a turnover for Pepperdine. That is their 10th. Kajay Stevens comes in for Pepperdine. 6'1" freshman out of Santa Cruz. Left side, Keene. Guarded by Udini. Udini, an excellent on-ball defender. Kajay Stevens, 27 points a game last year at Santa Cruz High School. Firing up a three, and jumper's no good by Racing, but we get a foul on the Waves. It's going to be on Yee Stevens. First on him, 17 fouls against Pepperdine, and 3 shots coming to Braylon Racing out of West Mesquite High School in Dallas, Texas. He's a 70% free throw shooter, averaging 19.7 rebounds a game. Makes the first. Racing now with 5. Last year, 82% at the line, and he's leading the Chippewas with 10 threes on the year. He had 81 last season. He makes the second. He has 6. Gehring sits down. Craig Lessen back in. Lessen, as we mentioned, from Sweden, but he played high school basketball in Maryland. He was a point guard on the Swedish junior national team. As Racing makes all 3, he has 7 at 38-35 Central Michigan, 1:25 to play before halftime. But Lessen grew so quickly. Now playing the forward spot for Pepperdine from about 6'3", 6'4" to 6'9". Udini left side. His pass goes out of bounds, trying to find Lessen. Waves with 11 turnovers. And the Chippewas with a 3-point lead and possession at 38-35. Into the front court. And Mid-American Conference broken up into the East and West Division. Akron picked to win the East. Inside as Keene throws it up and in. It's going to count his foul. Marcus Keene with 22. Fouls on Amadi Udini. 1 on him. Waves with their 18th foul, and Marcus Keene will be at the line. 22 first half points. His free throw is short, and Lessen gets the rebound. 40-35 Central Michigan. As Udini in the front court, Pepperdine moving right to left. It comes to Murray. Murray out of Los Angeles and deep to Reyes. On the baseline, backs in, and the travel, and Pepperdine gives it back. 12 turnovers. Central Michigan with the ball. As they'll check something along the sidelines. 42.5 seconds left in the half, and the Central Michigan with a 40-35 lead. Pepperdine continues to turn it over. Central Michigan on a 7-0 run over the last minute and 48 seconds. Waves have turned it over 4 times in the last 3 minutes and have not scored in a little over 2 minutes to play. And yet they're only down by 5. Shot clock about 12 seconds ahead of the game clock. Keene get a high screen by Scott. Dribbles. Ball tipped by Yee Stevens. Past Murray ahead to Udini. Give it to Lessen, who lays it in. Nice job by Pepperdine. Only the 5th turnover for Central Michigan. Time winding down, 17 seconds. The Waves trail by 3, 40-37. Well, Lessen with the lay-in. Waves cashing in on the turnover. Racing dribble in the lane. In deep, put it up. His shot no good. 4 seconds. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Deron Scott, and Pepperdine will get it. 2.8. Well, Lessen, we'll see if he looks deep. Lessen will get it to Udini. Down to 1 second and half court. Udini's shot is way short, and the first half is over. Quite an exciting first half of play. Central Michigan and Pepperdine as both teams go into the locker room. And Central Michigan with a 40-37 lead at the break. We're listening to Wavescast, and Pepperdine Athletics would like to extend its thanks to the following businesses for their support this season: The Parking Spot, Coca-Cola, Gold Coast Tours, Dukes of Malibu, the Warner Center Marriott, The Ends at Calabasas Hotel, Chick-fil-A, Enterprise Rent-A-Car, National Car Rental, Primetime Shuttle, and Wells Fargo. And Pepperdine would like to extend its thanks to Nike, the official outfitter of Pepperdine men's basketball. In that first half, Pepperdine, an uncharacteristic 12 turnovers. Waves were led by Lamont Murray with 11 and Chris Reyes with 10. And for Central Michigan, they finished with 5 turnovers, making 4 turnovers, that's all. And their top scorer, Marcus Keene, with 22 first-half points. Braylon Rayson at 7. And the Chippewas with a 40-37 advantage. Tomorrow night, Central Michigan will take on St. Bonaventure. Waves will battle Arkansas Little Rock. It should be quite a game. Again, 7:30 local time in Texas, 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. Crowd of about maybe 500 here at the HEB Center in Cedar Park, Texas. Population about 70,000. We mentioned they play minor league ice hockey here in Cedar Park at this arena, and NBA developmental basketball. But the number one sport in Cedar Park is the high school. They're football and basketball. It's a population of about 70,000, and as we mentioned, about 15 miles north of Austin. Beautiful day here in Texas. About 75 degrees, lots of sunshine. When we left yesterday from Southern California, it was raining, and supposedly got worse last night. But here in the Southwest, a pretty nice day. 8 ties, 8 lead changes. Central Michigan finishes 14 of 34 from the field, 41%. Pepperdine
back, so that adds some depth to us. But I have to play those guys. I have to trust to play those guys, and they have to give me a reason to continue to keep them in, because I'm going to play them. I'm going to try to put some of them in early, rotate a young one in with the veteran, take a veteran out early, and then put him back in with a different young guy. So I have to give them some more time just to learn and grow and make mistakes and then learn from them. A very young team going on the road for the first time. Have you talked to those young players about going on the road, taking responsibility, being on time, being in the airport? Have you talked to the seniors about keeping an eye on those youngsters? We've done all of that. And we've talked about it for a while. We did a close scrimmage, a local close scrimmage where we can kind of practice being on the road and going through the daily routine. And our guys understand that we're on them quite a bit about some of those things, whether it's home or road, being on time and having our older guys, our veterans help the young guys. And they'll continue to learn that. They'll continue to do that throughout the year. But this is a long trip, and it's going to be a challenge for them mentally and physically. We just got to make sure that we're all on the same page. Tonight it is Central Michigan, a team we played a couple years ago. It's not every day. We have 2 of the top 5 scorers in the nation going up against each other. What about the Chippewas? What kind of problems they present? They've got a couple of newcomers, and they have some young players off the bench as well. Well, I think, first of all, the key for us defensively are the guards. Their guards are really good. They're really aggressive. They're not necessarily create guards. They're looking to create shots for themselves, not necessarily others. So we have to be mindful of that. We have to be dialed in on how they want to score, and then we want to make them have to pass the ball, or if they have to score over our big guys inside when they drive, we can't allow them to shoot a lot of threes. 46% of their shots are threes, so we have to defend the three-point line, especially early. And I think offensively for us, we have to attack them. We've seen where we have a lot of gaps. We watched our tapes from 3 years ago when we played them, and they're still doing some of the same things. And obviously, it's different personnel, but the philosophies are the same. So we have to take advantage of some of those different things where we can score or defend in certain situations. You mentioned the Chippewas average 1 to 3 pointers, 36 three-point attempts per game. It seems like we're seeing more and more of this. Number one, is the game changing that much, and do you envision maybe a Pepperdine team down the road putting up 30 to 35 threes a game? Well, the game is definitely teams are watching the NBA and watching what some of those teams are doing. I think the skill level of the players at all levels are getting better. And I think more and more coaches are open to wanting to do some of those things. I think as our team continues to develop, as we get more and more guys that are comfortable, and I'm comfortable shooting a three, again, it's got to be a good shot. I'm not in to just shoot threes just to shoot threes. You got to be high quality field goal attempts for us to be able to do that. But I want us to be able to create and make a good shot and get a good look for our main shooters. And I think eventually, the next couple of years, we're going to have more and more guys that can do those things.
Coach, we appreciate the visit. So the best of luck. Game number one of three very exciting games. I think all these teams are very, very equal. Should be a great tournament. Best of luck and thanks again.
All right, thank you, Al.
Welcome back to the HEB Arena in Cedar Park, Texas, just north of Austin, about 15 miles. I'm Al Epstein. It is halftime where Central Michigan holds a 40-37 advantage in day one of this Lone Star Showcase. They have four teams. They were expecting 8. In the other game, Arkansas Little Rock able to edge St. Bonaventure. Close game throughout, 68-65. Pepperdine will take on Arkansas Little Rock tomorrow night at 7:30. Central Michigan and St. Bonaventure in the first game, 5 o'clock here in Texas. You're listening to Wavescast, and make sure you subscribe to the new podcast, Pep Talk, which features interviews with the coaches, student athletes, administrators, and alums that make Pepperdine so great. You can find it on iTunes or other podcasting apps. And update your bookmarks, as the official website is now located at PepperdineWaves.com. New schedule, scores, stats, and more can be found on the official athletics website. Pepperdine women's basketball will be at New Mexico State on Wednesday in Las Cruces. Pepperdine women's soccer losing a tough game in the second round of the NCAA tournament to North Carolina State 1-0. But a terrific year. Tim Ward's team winning the West Coast Conference, finishing 12-5-4. They beat Cal in the opening round of the NCAA tournament and then lost a tough contest against North Carolina State, who ultimately lost to Santa Clara out of the West Coast Conference. 3-0. Santa Clara advances to the Elite Eight. The only one left out of the WCC, Brigham Young, was also beaten by South Carolina. And, of course, Pepperdine here in Cedar Park, Texas, getting ready for the second half. Neither team back on the floor. As Marty Wilson talking to his team in Central Michigan's Keno Davis. With the first half stats come out, 8 ties, 8 lead changes. Pepperdine with 22 points in the paint to Central Michigan's 10. The points off turnovers, Central Michigan 13, the Waves just 2. Couple of key stats, the Waves with 12 turnovers. Central Michigan is a very quick team, as is Pepperdine. Central Michigan only 4 turnovers, and Central Michigan capitalizing on the Waves turnovers, scoring 13 on those 12 miscues. Pepperdine only 2. And at the free throw line, a big differential. Central Michigan 7 of 10. Pepperdine yet to get to the free throw line. So a 7-0 advantage for the Chippewas. The Waves end up hitting 17 of 31, 55% from the floor. Central Michigan, 14 of 34, 41%. Three-point shooting, Central Michigan, 5 of 14, 35%. Pepperdine, 3 of 9, 33%. Rebounding, Pepperdine, a sizable advantage, 22 to 12. Waves with 5 offensive rebounds, Central Michigan with 3. Waves have a couple of steals, a couple of blocks, both by Chris Reyes. Central Michigan with 2 steals, only 2 on the 12 turnovers, so a lot of those turnovers unforced by the Waves. With the anticipation of Central Michigan's quickness, it has been costly. Waves looked at his zone briefly in this game. Central Michigan actually started in his zone. And the Waves down by 3 as both teams back on the court as we get ready for the second half. 40-37, Central Michigan out in front in this one. Wave's biggest lead has been by 5 midway through the first half. Central Michigan had a 5-point lead under a minute remaining in this first half of play. So it has been close throughout. 8 ties and 8 lead changes. Individual scoring for Central Michigan, Braylon Rayson with 7. Marcus Kane with 22. 2 rebounds and 3 assists. 9 of 14 shots and 2 of 3 on threes. If you let him sit outside and you overplay him, he'll go right by you. And if you lay off him, he can knock down the 3. A terrific player, the transfer from Youngstown State. A 2-year starter with the Racers. Led the Racers in scoring at 16 points a game in 2015 and had 91 threes. So he has been a key player for Central Michigan at the start of this season. He is quite an offensive player. 22 points. Josh Kozinski had 6 on 2 of 4 threes. Cecil Williams did not score. Luke Meyer had 1. David DeLeo 3. Matty Smith was scoreless. Kevin McKay had 1. Duran Scott, no points, and Blake Hibbets was scoreless. For Pepperdine, Amadi Udini, no points and 5 assists. Jeremy Major was 6 and 3 assists. Chris Reyes, 10 points and 5 rebounds on 5 of 5 shooting. Lamont Murray with 11 on 5 of 10 shooting. Ryan Keenan was scoreless. Elijah Lee was 6. Nate Gehring with 2 and 6 rebounds, but Gehring with 3 fouls. Knox Helms did not score. Craig Lassen 2. Kajay Yee Stevens was scoreless. About ready to go over the second half. 40-37 Central Michigan. As the Waves in their blue, orange, and white. Ryan Keenan and Chris Reyes up front. Lamont Murray, along with Jeremy Major and Amadi Udini, the 3 guards. Murray, though, has been rated by the top 20 small forwards in the country by one publication. For Central Michigan, Luke Meyer in the middle, Cecil Williams, and Josh Kozinski, the forwards, the guards, Marcus Keene, and Braylon Rayson. It will be interesting to see how the Waves try to guard Keene, who really was unstoppable. Can't leave him open for a 3, he'll knock it down, but if you try to close him out, he'll go right by you. He's so quick. At 5'9", the junior from San Antonio. Waves get first possession into Reyes, who lays it up and in. Waves working the ball inside. They have dominated the paint in this one. Pepperdine needs to take care of the ball in the second half as well. Waves down by 1, 40-39. This is Keene dribbling and gets called for carrying the ball over. 5th turnover for Central Michigan, that's all. They average only 10 a game. Last year, they were one of the best in the country at 9 turnovers a contest. Rebounding coming into this game, they have dominated their team to a plus 18, but not tonight. The Waves have held the big edge. As the Waves get it to Reyes, he's double teamed, turns, tries to take it up, partially blocked by Meyer. Ball rolls free, and last touch by the Waves. Pepperdine loses the ball. Central Michigan in their maroon and gold and white, and they're moving right to left. Our officials from the Big 12, Toby Martinez, Roland Simmons, and Kerry Sitton. This is Keene, left side, dribble, stops, give it to Meyer. 14-foot jump shot, no good. Major has it for Pepperdine. Major in the front court. Major out to Reyes, 1 bounce dribble, stops, 17-foot jump shot, no good. Tip by Murray, won't go. And Williams gets it for Central Michigan. In the front court. Left side to Rayson. Rayson averaged 16 a game last year. He's at 19 this year. This is Williams left side dribbling. In deep, get into the key, throw it out to Kozinski. His 3-pointer rattles in. Josh Kozinski deep in the corner with 9. In the front court, it is Udini. Wouldn't you know it, Kozinski breaking out of his slump. Murray left side fires up a 22-footer. That is short. Rebound is up. We get a foul. Going to be against Central Michigan, Cecil Williams. That is number 3 on him. First team foul in the second half. Against Central Michigan, David DeLeo in. Freshman out of Iowa City. Iowa City West High School. Last year, the Iowa City Player of the Year, also a top tennis player, 6'7", 205. Ball comes into Reyes. 2 years at Utah. Actually, originally signed with St. Mary's and redshirted. Inside to Keenan, tries to turn, and he's hit and fouled Deron Scott. Second team foul in the second half, and for Scott, that's number 1 on him, out of bounds to Pepperdine. Chris Reyes went to play at Citrus Community College for a year, was an all-state player, then 2 years a starter as a sophomore at Utah. Last year, heavily used reserve, graduate senior, and he's been outstanding for Pepperdine this year. 17 points and 8 rebounds a game. Major left side, in deep to Reyes, posting up, swinging on the right side to Udini, dribble in the lane, kick it back out to Majors on the left wing. He fires a three-pointer, missing. Rebound comes off, we're going to get a foul. Going to be on the way is Lamont Murray. 1 on him. First team foul in the second half, and out of bounds to Central Michigan. Braves and Chippewas both 3-0. Keno Davis, the head coach of Central Michigan in his 5th year. Pepperdine, Marty Wilson in his 6th season. Got about 500 plus on hand at HEB Center, driving and throwing it up and in is Marcus Keene. Off the dribble, he has 24. 45-39, dribbling from it, Udini, and he lost it. Turnover for the Waves, down the floor to Rayson. Rayson will back it up, going to the corner. His three-point jumper is good. Biggest lead of the game, Rayson now with 10. Waves might want a timeout. Down by 9, 48-39, as Udini in the front court. Central Michigan playing his zone. This is Major, dribble into the key, throw it up and score. Jeremy Major off the dribble. He has 8. Down the floor quickly, Kozinski. Back to Keene to DeLeo. 48-41, Chippewas. Teams last met in 2013 in Mount Pleasant. Run by the way, Kozinski right side, rattles in a 22-footer. Kozinski is 4-3. A 10-point lead for Central Michigan, 51-41. 16:29 to play in the second half. Left side to Murray, dribbling, get a screen by Reyes. Murray dribbles to the baseline in deep, reverse layup and score. Lamont Murray with 13. 51-43. Chippewas with the lead and the ball. This dribbling, this is Keene. Swing it up top to DeLeo, fires up a 3, missing badly from 24 feet out straight away. Elijah Lee, Nate Guerin in for Pepperdine. Ryan Keenan and Amadi Udini will come out. Lamar Murray, 84 points in the first 3 games. Averaging 28 a contest. He has 13 tonight. That's the best mark since 1972, and William the Bird Hayward had 91 in the first 3 games, 44 years ago. Left side lead, dribbles, swing it to Major on the right wing, dribbles into the key, spin, fires up a 12-footer, it doesn't go, and McKay grabs it for Central Michigan. To Keene. Keene in the front court, dribbles, right side in deep, tries to find Scott, the ball tipped out of bounds by Guerin. We get a timeout. 15:31 to play in the second half. Central Michigan 51 and Pepperdine 43. I'm Al Epstein. We're glad you could be with us on this Monday
Every
night.
team prepares to win.
Arkansas.
But when U.S. Army soldiers take the field, it's best if the other guys don't bother showing up. See if you have what it takes at goarmy.com/team.
Coach Brian Moore and Sean Impleman are the assistants. Beautiful day here in the Austin Cedar Park area, about 75 degrees. This tournament with 4 schools, Arkansas, Little Rock, and St. Bonaventure. Arkansas, Little Rock getting by St. Bonaventure 68-65. Waves will battle Little Rock tomorrow. They anticipated 8 schools, settled for 4, so it became a round robin. It's the actually the second annual tournament, but last year they had women only. It's the same organization that puts on the tournament in Florida, where they have 8 teams this year. The Waves were in it in Fort Myers, Florida last season. Oh, Marty Wilson talking to his team, and down by 8, 51-43. Marcus Keene with 24, and Josh Kozinski on 4 threes with 12. Kozinski on 4 of 6 threes. Brandon Rayson with 10 points, and Marcus Keene on 10 of 15 shots. For the game, Central Michigan 18 of 40, 45%. Pepperdine 20 of 40, 50% from the field. Rebounding, the Waves a big edge, 25-15. And again, Pepperdine yet to go to the free throw line. Almost 25 minutes into this game, and the Waves, no free throws. 8 ties, 8 lead changes. Waves dominated inside, 28-12, but points off turnovers. Central Michigan 16, Pepperdine 2. Waves with 13 turnovers in the game. Central Michigan with 5. 13 points for Lamont Murray. Chris Reyes with 12 and 5 rebounds. And Reyes 6 of 8 shooting. It is Central Michigan ball. Keene, 21 on the shot clock. Out in front, Kozinski fires up a 22-footer for 3 and gets it again. 15 for Kozinski. His 5th three-pointer. Biggest lead of the night for the Chippewas, 54-43. Continue to shoot threes like that. They're 9 of 19 beyond the arc, Central Michigan. This is Murray dribbling left side, spinning the key in the air, put it up. This shot is short. Scott gets the rebound for Central Michigan. Keene ahead to Kozinski. Another three-pointer hits off the back of the rim. Long bounce to Keene. He's in the lane. Top of the key to DeLeo. His three-pointer, and that's good. DeLeo out in front, hitting the three. 57-43, Central Michigan. Right side, Major, bad pass and threw it away. DeLeo intercepts. 14 turnover for Pepperdine. DeLeo left side, dribble to the baseline and stop. Racing on the wing. 23-footer is off the mark. Garion runs it down for Pepperdine. The Chippewas red hot. Pepperdine's gone cold. Major driving. Shot knocked down by Scott. To Racing. Racing front court. Dribble to the basket. Laid up and in. Racing with 12. 59-43. Central Michigan by 16. 14 minutes left. It's a big surprise. Lee left side. Lee will back it up to Major. Major out in front. Marcus Keene defending. 2-3 zone for the Chippewas. They've been in it most of the night. Lee left side. Dribble along the baseline. Comes out on the other side. Give it to Major. One bounce dribble. 3-point shot is too long. Scott gets it for Central Michigan. Ahead to Keene driving. Lays it up and in. It is 61-43 as Pepperdine takes a timeout. 13:26 to go. The Chippewas on a 10-0 run over the last 2 minutes. A 21-4 run over the last 5 minutes. Pepperdine has not scored in almost 3 minutes. And they've made just 2 of their last 11 shots. And thus, you've got an 18-point margin for Central Michigan with 13:26 to go in the second half. And the Waves getting ice cold. 2 of their last 11. Central Michigan has gone red hot. They're now 10 of 22 on threes. They average 10 threes made per game, and they put up 36 three-point attempts per contest. Well, the Waves looking to work the ball inside, but you're trading 2s for 3s. Waves now hitting only 46% for the game. Second half, Pepperdine really struggling. And with Central Michigan continuing to knock down one long-range shot after another, the Rays find themselves down by 18. However, with that being said, there's a lot of time left, and the fact that Central Michigan will put the ball up, they're not going to slow down. You can't allow Pepperdine to get back in this game if they start making some shots, preferably threes. But they're going to have to stop Central Michigan. Not only are they making threes, but they've had great dribble penetration from Marcus Keene and Braylon Rayson. And when they get into the paint, if they're not open and they don't get a lay-in, they'll kick it back outside to Kozinski or maybe DeLeo, who have been making threes. Kozinski, 15 points, all threes on 5 of 8. DeLeo, he's 2 of 6 on threes, so they're combined 7 of 14 beyond the arc. Tough combination. Blake Hibbett's back in for Central Michigan. Luke Meyer returns. So Rakino Davis realizing you've got to play 3 games in 3 days. You can rest some of those players, play the reserves, and you can afford to do that with an 18-point advantage. Pepperdine cannot. They got to try to rally here in the second half. Elijah Lee front court. Udini, Gehring, Reyes, and Murray for the Waves. Gehring right side, guarded by Hibbets. Top of the key to Lee. It is a zone coverage, kind of a matchup zone. Lee dribble drive, stop at the baseline. 17-foot jumper's long. Rebound Reyes. Back out to Udini. One bounce dribble. Left side Murray. 15-footer good. Lamont Murray. Murray with 15. His dad, Lamont Sr., star at Cal, 11 years in the NBA. Mostly with Toronto. In the corner, Hibbets, his three-pointer is off the mark, and Gehring gets it. 61-45 Central Michigan. Lee in the front court to Udini. This is Udini on the weave to Murray, down the lane. Scoop shot, laid up and in. It counts, he's fouled. Going to be on Luke Meyer. 1 on him. 3 team fouls against the Chippewas. And Pepperdine is going to go to the free throw line for the first time tonight with 12:31 to go in the second half. Murray was 17 trying to complete the three-point play. Free throw good, he has 18. He was 76% last year. And Murray came into the game 10 of 14, 71%. The Waves have a small move. 61-48 of 5 straight points, and 12:20 to go. This is Rayson out to Keene, dribble in the lane, in deep, lay it up off the glass and score. 28 for Marcus Keene. The Waves are in the zone. A 2-3. In the corner, Murray is open, and we gets called for traveling. Lamont Murray. 15 turnovers for Pepperdine. That's just an unforced error. Nobody near him, and then shovels his feet. Greg Lisson back in for Pepperdine. A little over 12 minutes to play. 63-48 Central Michigan. Boy, Marcus Keene just continues to light up the scoreboard. He dribbles in the lane, left side, nice pass inside to DeLeo, lays it up and missed the shot. Murray with the rebound. It goes to Lee. Lee in the front court right side. On the baseline to Reyes. His 17-footer is off the rim. Comes to King. King quickly down the floor. Driving shot rejected by Reyes. To Lee. Ahead to Murray. He'll slam it in. Great play at the other end by Chris Reyes on the block on Marcus Keene. And then the pass down the floor to Murray with a slam dunk. Murray with 20. 63-50. Lays down by 13. 11-14 left. Rayson dribble drive, hit and fouled. Again, Lamont Murray, that's 2 on him. Second team foul against Pepperdine in the second half. We get a timeout. 11 minutes and 12 seconds to go. And Central Michigan leading 63-50 over Pepperdine in day 1 of the Lone Star Showcase. We're at the HEB Center in Cedar Park, Texas. We're glad you could be with us on this Monday night. I'm Al Epstein. Waves 3-0. Central Michigan also 3-0. The Chippewas are averaging 103 points a game. coming into this contest, one of the highest scoring teams in the nation, and allowing just 62. And keep in mind, that's because of the type of teams they've been playing. It gets a lot tougher. They'll play at Illinois on December the 10th. They also have non-conference dates against Long Beach State in early December and at USC. Conference starts at the end of December. West Coast Conference, Pepperdine picked 4th. Young Gonzaga, St. Mary's, and Brigham Young. That's a strong WCC. While you're listening to Wavescast, Pepperdine Athletics would like to extend its thanks to the following businesses for their support this season: The Parking Spot, Coca-Cola, Gold Coast Tours, Dukes of Malibu, the Warner Center Marriott, the Enza Calabasas Hotel, Chick-fil-A, Enterprise Rent-A-Car, National Rent-A-Car, Primetime Shuttle, and Wells Fargo. And Pepperdine would like to extend its thanks to Nike, the official outfitter of Pepperdine men's basketball. 8 ties, 8 lead changes, points off turnovers, and the Waves have had 15. Central Michigan with 16 points on those turnovers. The Waves with only 2. Central Michigan has 5 turnovers and just 1 in the second half. Rebounding, 30-20 Pepperdine. In the second half, the Waves are shooting 35%, 6 of 17. For the game, 48%, 23 of 48. Central Michigan in the second half, 9 of 16 from the floor, 56%, 5 of 9 on threes, 56%. For the game, 23 of 50, 46%. 28 points for Marcus Keene, ball inside Central Michigan. Rayson tries to take it up and he's fouled. Going to be on Chris Reyes. Reyes, 2 on him. 3 team fouls against the Waves, and Rayson will be at the line shooting. Braylon Rayson with 12 points. Marcus Keene, 28. Josh Kozinski, 15. Rayson at the line. Pepperdine led by Lamont Murray with 20 and 9 of 17 shooting. Next free throw, good by Rayson. He makes 1 of 2. He has 13. 64-50. Lots of time to go. 11 minutes to play. This is Reyes up top. Out to Udini. Comes to Murray, guarded by Kozinski out of that zone. On the baseline, Lassen down the lane, trying to find Reyes. The Waves turn it over. Rayson has it. Rayson in the front court. Right side, DeLeo. Long 3 is good from 24 feet out. On the right wing, David DeLeo, the freshman from Iowa City. 67-60. This is Waves out 67-50. Ball fumbled by the Waves. Murray gets it back at the top of the key. Ball tipped away by Rayson. Waves with a turnover. Back to Rayson. Lee hits it. And it goes out of bounds, and Central Michigan will have it. Well, the Waves with the turnover down by 17, 67-50. Udini comes out. And Jeremy Major in out of bounds to Central Michigan. They're 11 of 24 on threes. On the inbounds, we're going to get a foul against Pepperdine. Going to be on Chris Reyes, number 3 on him. 14 fouls against the Waves. Out of bounds to Central Michigan. Waves have been outscored at the free throw line 7-1. Chippewa 7 of 10. Central Michigan about 150 miles north of Detroit, Mount Pleasant. And the ball comes into Williams, and he shuffled his feet, travels, and turns it over. Only the 6th turnover of the game for the Chippewas. They do not make a lot of mistakes. And when you're shooting threes that well, a very tough team to beat. Hard to believe they're picked in the bottom of the West Division of the Mid-American Conference. Left side Murray, out to Lee. In the corner to Major. His 22-footer is good. Jeremy Major for 3. He has 11. 67-53. Central Michigan. 9:52 to play. And still so much time left. Rayson dribbles down the lane and deep. He's bumped and fouled. Going to be against the Waves. Craig Lassen. First on him, 5 team fouls against the Waves. Out of bounds to Central Michigan, who will play St. Bonaventure tomorrow in the first game. 5 o'clock local times. The Leos played well, 9 points. Made 3 3-pointers. Keene guarded by Lee. Keene dribbling, top of the key, dribble into the lane, and held on the dribble by Elijah Lee. 1 on him, 16 fouls. Keene is just about impossible to stop. He listed at 5'9", 180. Transferred from Youngstown State, played there 2 years. Ball comes into the corner, Rayson fires up a 3, it's good. Braylon Rayson now is 16, 70-53 Central Michigan. This is Murray, dribbles to the right side, pivot, following, 14-foot jumper, and he got it. Lamont Murray with 22, 70-55 Chippewas. 9:07 left. This is Rayson dribbling up top. And the Chippewas working a little bit of that clock. There's a lot of time left in this one. Here's King, gets a double screen, get into the lane. Back out to Rayson on the left side. A 3-pointer, and he got it. Braylon Rayson with 19. 73-55 Central Michigan. Major at the other end. His 3-pointer is good. Deep in the right corner, Jeremy Major. He has 14. If there's a silver lining, Jeremy Major making his threes. He came into the game 0 of 12 beyond the arc. Down the lane, Keene held on the dribble. It'll be an Elijah Lee, 2 on him. For the Waves, 17 fouls, and Marcus Keene will be at the line and shooting. Jeremy Major, 4 of 8 on threes tonight. That's the good stuff. Pepperdine down, 73-58. King's free throw good. He has 29. He's had games of 32, 30, and 23 against Mary Grove the other night. Deron Scott back in, 6'9", 230-pound junior from Grand Rapids. Also played some football in high school. Reserve last year, and 31 blocks to lead the Chippewas. The next free throw doesn't go. The rebound is up, and we get a foul on Scott. 2 on him. 14 fouls against Central Michigan. Pepperdine will have the ball. They're moving left to right. Elijah Lee, of about 500 plus on hand. In Cedar Park, Texas, just north of Austin. Comes to Knox Helms in the corner to Major. Major dribbling against Keene, backs in, and we get a 5-second. Let's see a foul again to play. Gonna call on Marcus Keene. First on him, 5 team fouls against the Chippewas, out of bounds to Pepperdine, and the Waves get a new shot clock. 8:05 to play in the second half. 74-58. Pepperdine down, Ray is right side. At the ball to Major. Major top of the circle. On the right wing to Helms. Tomball, Texas, just outside of Houston. Lee right side is from Houston. Throws it off the glass and scores. Elijah Lee off the dribble going in the air. And then banking it in. And Lee with 8. It is 74-60. This is Rayson in the corner to DeLeo. Back to Rayson left side, dribbling the lane. On the baseline in the corner, DeLeo's 3-pointer is long. Rebound to Lee. Pepperdine with it. Lee left side to Helms. Helms will back it up. Swing it to the sin. Dribble drive in deep. A shot blocked by Scott. And we get a foul against Central Michigan. Could be on DeLeo. That is 3 on him. 16 fouls against Central Michigan as we get a timeout. 7:15 to go. And the Waves are still in this 74-60, down by 14. They have trailed by as many as 18. But because the ball goes up so quickly on Central Michigan's side, it will allow Pepperdine possibly to get back in this game if they can start making a few shots and if Central Michigan can cool up a little bit. That has not been the case. Central Michigan is 13 of 27 on threes tonight. 48%. Overall, 26 to 54, 48%. At the free throw line, 9 to 14. Outscoring the Waves 9 to 1 at the line. Pepperdine, 5 of 14 on threes, 35%, 27 to 52. From the field, a very good 52%, but too many turnovers, 17. And for Central Michigan, just 6. And those turnovers have resulted into 16 points for the Chippewa. That certainly has been a big difference. Waves trailed at halftime 40-37. Went ice cold. And then Central Michigan started making threes in the second half. They have made 8 of 13 threes in the second period, 62%. As we mentioned, 13 of 27 for the game. Rebounding, 32-20 Waves. That turnover differential, 17 to 6. Big advantage of Central Michigan. And despite the fact the Waves have made 52% of their shots, 27 to 52, but it cannot off Central Michigan's 13 to 27 on threes. And 9 to 1 advantage of Central Michigan at the line. Waves in the paint, 34-18 over CM. Waves with Lassen, Gehring, Helms, Lee, and Major. Elijah Lee has played very well tonight. For Central Michigan, Kozinski, Cecil Williams, Luke Meyer, and the guards Rayson and Keene. Comes into Major. Pepperdine needs a basket. Left side in the corner, Helms, his three-pointer is long from 22 feet. Gehring runs it down, throws it to Lee. Nice hustle by Gehring. Lee dribbling. Back to the Sen right side. Guarded by Williams. Dribbles. Backs it up to Jeremy Major. 6:50 to play. Major down the lane. Dribble drive. Try to get it to Gehring. Taken away by Meyer. 18 turnovers for Pepperdine. As in the front court, Marcus Keene. He has 29 points. 22 in the first half. Keene right side. Back out to Cecil Williams, fires up a three from 23 feet, is no good. Rebound comes up and we get a foul. Well, the ball's tied up. Alternating possession, the Waves will get possession. A nice job by Pepperdine. Keno Davis along the sidelines. Now in his 5th year, 64 wins, 66 losses. At the Michigan school, they're going to change it. It's going to be Central Michigan ball on the tie-up. Head coach at Drake for a year. 3 years at Providence. King will throw it in. Officials looking at something. Scoreboard, 6:29 to play. Reyes and Moore will check back into the Waves. Waves down by 14, 74-60. So close in the first half, but then the Waves with all the turnovers, they're maybe looking at the time on this. On this replay, the officials from the Big 12 looking at things. With Marcus Keene with 29, Braylon Rayson with 19, Josh Kozinski 15. Leading the way for the Chippewas. Lamont Murray with a solid game, 22. Jeremy Majors play well, 14. Chris Reyes, very solid game, 12 points. Reyes also with 7 rebounds. And Elijah Lee has performed well with 8 points. The officials continue to look at the monitor. See if that time holds at 6:29. And they might be looking at the tie-up as well. They're just to our left. As the officials continue to check things out, you just want to make sure they get it right. Well, they're finished looking at the replay. Well, maybe not. I'll take another look. They get that TiVo out, and we're running one more time. Scoreboard shows 6:29 to go. Maybe they called a foul. I'm not sure. Initial call was a tie-up. And then possession was given to Pepperdine. They switched it back to Central Michigan. Waves down 74-60. The officials finding their favorite part in this rerun. Let's see if they come up with anything worthwhile. You know, if they cannot be definitive on the replay, the initial call stands. And they're still struggling looking at the monitor. We will see. Either way, the Waves are down by 14. You get a couple of quick threes, you're right back in this game. Trailed by as many as 18. Pepperdine led by as much as 5. And the officials looking at the replay over and over again. And now talking things. But they come up with a decision. The officials will let both teams. It will be Central Michigan ball. And there was a mistake on the possession arrow. Scoreboard clock remains the same. 6:20, 14 on shot clock. That's what they were looking at. No change of possession. Williams inside, puts it up, and he draws the foul. Going to be on Chris Reyes. That is his 4th. With the Waves 18 fouls. So they were looking at the shot clock, how much time remained. With Central Michigan having the ball, the Waves tied it up. Possession arrow showed Central Michigan, so there was no change, and so the shot clock remained the same. When they got the ball back, Williams makes the free throw. His first point of the game, 75-60, Central Michigan, so they finally ironed it out. It wasn't the scoreboard clock, it was the shot clock. Reyes comes out with 4 fouls, another stellar performance by the graduate senior. Williams again, that one is good. Central Michigan 76, Pepperdine 60. Waves will take on Arkansas Little Rock tomorrow night, 7:30, 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. Left side comes to Murray, top of the key. A three-pointer hits the top of the rim and comes out to Keene. Marcus Keene. Waves will have a number of quick guards, Udini, Major, and Lee, but with Rayson and Keene. Here's Keene, dribble, stop at the free throw line. 15-foot jumper's good. Marcus Keene, just a simple high screen. 31 for Keene, but he just knows how to read the defense and was wide open. 78-60. Helms dribble drive to the basket, laid off the glass, it goes in. It counts, she's fouled. Knocks Helms off the dribble. Basket is good. They'll call it on Cecil Williams. 4 on him. That is 17 fouls against Central Michigan. 5:44 to play. 78-62. Helms at the line. All-state player out of Concordia Lutheran High School. 107 threes. He makes the free throw. He has 3 in the game. It is 78-63. 5:40 left. As in the front court is Marcus Keene, 31, averaging over 28 coming in, gets him to lane off the dribble, puts up a shot, doesn't go, tipped up and in by Meyer. Luke Meyer at 6'11" with the tap in. He has 3, 80-63, Pepperdine down, Helms dribbling, we're going to get a foul, moving screen against Nate Guerin. Guerin, number 4 on him. Turnover for the Waves. There's 9 fouls against the Waves. Pepperdine now with 19 turnovers. Just can't give up that many possessions against a good team like Central Michigan. Passed by Rayson, tipped out of bounds by Lassen, intended for DeLeo. Central Michigan 80, Pepperdine 63. They'll play Arkansas Little Rock tomorrow in the late game. A win over St. Bonaventure 68-65. Ball comes into Keene, guarded by Major. Keene right side, dribble in deep, let it up and in. I'm not sure you can stop him. He's got 33. 82-63, biggest lead of the night. 19 for the Chippewas. This is Helms to Major on the left wing. Dribble drive, go to the baseline. Cut off there by Keene to Murray. Dribble in the lane, in deep, put it up and in. It's going to count his foul. Lamont Murray going to be on Rayson. 2 on him. 18 fouls against Central Michigan. Murray at the line, trying to complete the three-point play. 4:38 left. Scoreboard should read 82-65. And Murray with 24. Will they change it? Lamont Murray, 24 points against the 28-point per game average. Free throw good by Murray. Best mark to start the season, 84 points since Bert Averett in 72 at 91. Murray has 25. Big 4-game run by Lamont. This is Rayson dribbling out in front, 4:20 left, 82-66 Chippewas. They have led throughout the second half. Rayson fumbles it. Murray grabs it, get it to Udini. Udini ahead to Major, stumbles, picks it up along the baseline. Lassen in traffic, fumbles it. Kick it out to Helms, he's open, a three-pointer is good. Knocks Helm deep on the right side, knocking down the three. Lassen the assist, 82-69. Waves down just under 4 minutes, 3:51. Keene dribbling. Waves on a quick 6:01 in 34 seconds. Things can change quickly. Keene dribbles, 8 on the shot clock. Keene down the lane, in deep, tries to take it up, and he's fouled. Marcus Keene out of San Antonio. Foul's going to be on Knox Helms. 1 on him. 10 team fouls, we get a timeout.
Every team prepares to win. But when U.S. Army soldiers take the field, it's best if the other guys don't bother showing up. See if you have what it takes at goarmy.com/team.
In this opening day of the Lone Star Showcase. While listening to Wavescast, Pepperdine would like to extend its thanks to Nike, the official outfitter of Pepperdine men's basketball. And make sure you subscribe to the new podcast, Pep Talk, which features interviews with the coaches, student athletes, administrators, and alums that make Pepperdine so great. You can find it on iTunes or other podcasting apps. Monday night, just outside Austin, Texas. I'm Al Lipstein and the Waves. Unless they can rally, we'll look at their first loss of the season against a Central Michigan team out of the Mid-American Conference, along with Eastern Michigan, Western Michigan, Ball State, Northern Illinois, and Toledo in the West. Northern Illinois make it Ball State pick to win the West. In the East, you've got Kent State, Buffalo, Akron, Ohio, Bowling Green, and Miami of Ohio. Akron picked to win that East Division. I think Central Michigan's going to surprise a lot of people when league begins. Second half, Pepperdine has picked it up a bit. 13 of 26 from the field, 50%. For the game, a very good 30 of 57, 53%. But it's the turnovers, 19, that has led to 23 points for Central Michigan. And Central Michigan with only 7 turnovers in the game. And the Waves getting 8 points off that. 8-point shooting, Central Michigan 13 of 28. An excellent 46%. Pepperdine 6 of 17, 35%. Josh Kozinski 5 of 8 beyond the arc. Braylon Rayson 3 of 5 on threes. David DeLeo 3 of 8. Waves getting 25 from Lamont Murray. Miss Reyes with 12 and 7 rebounds. Free throw good by Keene. 34 points for the transfer from Youngstown State. Miss Reyes back in for Pepperdine. But shoot the threes that well for Central Michigan. You're going to beat a lot of teams if you can continue to do that. He makes both. He has 35 points in the game. This is Udini in the front court, dribble down the lane, stop, throw it to Major left side, one bounce dribble, 18-foot jump shot is no good. DeLeo gets it for Central Michigan, 84-69 Chippewas, 3:17 to play. As Keene and Central Michigan now working the clock a little bit. Waves in a man-to-man defense. They looked at a zone just a bit, but Keene able to get into that. There he goes, dribbles around Major and misses the layup. Williams tips, it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Reyes. It will be Central Michigan ball. It was 40-37 at halftime. Very close in that second half, and then Central Michigan started knocking down 1-3 after another. This is racing near midcourt. Guarded by Udini. Under 3 minutes left. Racing will back it up. Racing dribbling. Racing right side. 15 on the shot clock. Racing fumbles. Recovers to Cecil Williams. Dribble to the basket. Put it up and banked it in. Cecil Williams with 4. 86-69. Central Michigan with the lead. On their way to a 4-0 start. Major right side dribbling. And a foul going to be on Racing. 3 on him. 19 fouls against the Chippewas. And at the line will be Jeremy Major. According to local papers, Pepperdine was a 2-point favorite. Of course, the Waves have some injuries. Cameron Edwards, their outstanding sophomore forward, 6'6", can be out for another month. Nolan Taylor out, very talented forward, 6'7", from Houston. He's hopefully back in about a week. Major makes the free throw. He has 15. He's had a good game. Reyes has played well. Murray's played well, but the turnovers, 16 for Major. A lot of those unforced, by the way. Waves pressing, but Keene gets it in the front court. 86-71. 2:19 to play. Keene fumbles it in midcourt, taken by Helms. Back to Murray, dribbles, gets caught with the travel. 20 turnovers, unforced for Pepperdine. This Big 12 officiating crew really has called a lot of traveling violations, and somebody obviously are looking for as this season moves on. Full court press by Pepperdine, 2:14 left, 86-71 Chippewas. William Rayson, senior guard, turning starter. Williams dribble drive, fumbles it, lost it, Murray grabs it. Murray front court. Swing it to Major on the right wing, stops and shoots a three-pointer, it's no good. Ball tip, Reyes gets it and lays it in. Timeout Pepperdine. Reyes with 14. Full timeout taken, 86-73 Central Michigan. With 1:53 to go. So if the Waves cannot rally, still some nice performances by a number of Pepperdine players. Lamont Murray, although Murray with a number of turnovers. Lamont with 4, Reyes with 4, Eugenie with 4. You're looking at steals. Central Michigan now is 7, which is pretty good. Waves have 5 steals. But the Chippewas done a nice job taking care of the ball. Have 9 turnovers in the game. Pepperdine with 20, and a close game, and all of a sudden you get the ball back, and then Central Michigan making 1-3 after another, and Marcus Keene with 35. And you fall back by 10, 12, 14, and then you miss some easy shots, and all of a sudden you're back 18, 19, and Waves have been back by as many as 19. 1:53 to go. 86-73 Central Michigan. 3 games in 3 days for these schools. You got 4 very good mid-major teams. Central Michigan, who last year finishing a tie for first in the West Division. Full court press by the Waves. DeLeo, ball bad pass, but picked up by Williams, who saves it. Cecil Williams of Central Michigan racing. Ball tipped and taken by Udini. Udini gets it back. He'll lay it up and in. Timeout Pepperdine. Central Michigan turns it over. Udini able to tip it. And then Major had it, threw it back to Udini, who got the lay-in. For Udini, only 2 points. He had a career-high 17 the other night against Light Pacific. Wave just stopping the clock, 1:36 left. 11-point game, 86-75. As the Chippewas against the press. Waves a 2-2-1. Trying for the steal. In the corner goes to Kaczynski. His breakout game tonight. He had been struggling all season long. 4 of 27 from the floor. 14%. He knocked down 5 threes tonight. 5 of 9. In deep it goes to Cecil Williams. Out to Rayson. His jumper from 18. No good. Williams gets it back. And Central Michigan will reset. Back to Cecil Williams. Under a minute to go. 86-75. Chippewas racing, dribbling, and fouled by Major. Jeremy Major with his third. And Braylon Racing will be at the line shooting. Central Michigan 86, Pepperdine 75. Kind of about maybe over 500 on hand. Free throw bounces out by Racing. Last year, 82%. Rays have been outscored at the free throw line. 13-5. Rays have made all 5 of their free throws. Just haven't gotten to the line enough. Racing makes 1 or 2. He has 20 points in the game. 87-75. Jonathan Allen comes in for Pepperdine. 6'4" walk-on from Nashville, Tennessee. Kevin Hempy, a walk-on from Westmont College. As lead drive puts up a shot, no good, but tipped up and in by Hempy. Well, Kevin Hempy, the senior, gets the tap in. He just entered the game. 39 seconds, 10-point game. Keene dribbling, 87-77. As Keene will back it up, lob it to DeLeo. Waves double teaming Keene. Shot clock about 13 seconds ahead of the game clock, and then the foul by Pepperdine and Kevin Hempy. And Marcus Keene will be at the line. Career high tonight, 35. Well, imagine Josh Kaczynski, 5 of 8 on threes, 15 points. He was 427 coming into this game. Free throw no good by Keene. And so Kaczynski, and on threes, Kaczynski was 3 of 26. Not tonight. He makes the next one. Keene with 36, Lee in the corner. It goes to Helms, fires up a 3 from 22 feet, no good. That should do it. Time winding down, 7 seconds. 88-77, Central Michigan. 1 second, and the game is over. Final score, Central Michigan 88, Pepperdine 77. Central Michigan will play St. Bonaventure in the early game tomorrow. The teams congratulate each other. Central Michigan moves to 4-0. Pepperdine now 3-1. It's their first road game of the year for Central Michigan, their second road game and second road win. Pepperdine will get ready to take on Arkansas Little Rock late tomorrow night. 5:30 on the West Coast, 7:30 here in Texas. Arkansas Little Rock defeating St. Bonaventure 68-65 earlier. So you've got a team with a win. It's a good thing. It's a round robin. The Waves will play St. Bonaventure on Wednesday, Arkansas Little Rock, and Central Michigan will battle on Wednesday.